Let's see if that works. But you didn't even have game audio.
No, I didn't. Oh, caster audio. We got caster audio.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you guys. We had some. Okay, we had some streaming issues this first game. To fill you in on what happened, we did have UWRF take the first map 2-0. I am Vinny, the head coach of the Overwatch team, and I'm joined by.
I'm Quinn, also known as Moomy, and I'm the assistant coach of the Overwatch team.
Yeah. So hopefully everything runs a lot more smoothly. But going forward, I think we should have audio going forward here. Do you think you could get the it up on that? Yeah. Just because it does skip sometimes.
Yeah,
here.
we kind of need it for the.
Yes. All right. Perfect.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and go probably into map selection here. Yeah. Okay. I'll just keep talking. So we're gonna be heading into next map here. We got control all the way. UWF did go up in the series so far, and it looked pretty dominant, I would say.
It looked very dominant. I mean, it looked like our tank 9 is really kind of putting the team together, kind of getting them to all play around him, which is kind of how you have to play Overwatch. Get that tanks going.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, I would say so far the coordination looks better from UWF. I'd say like the positioning too was better on the first point of Oasis there. They instantly took high ground, and while UP just kind of ran straight onto point, and it was really tough for them from that point on.
You mean you always number one rule for one of the rules of Overwatch, I should say, is to always take high ground.
Oh yeah, cover is free. Cover is free. It's an unbreakable shield, if you will, and it doesn't. There's no downside to taking cover.
Also, like you said, it's kind of important to have that cover, and it gives you a place to fall back to.
All right.
Well, here's map 2, and we're gonna go to Paricio.
Yep, Paricio. It's kind of, I don't know how I feel about this map.
I don't like it.
Personally, I don't like it. I don't like it either. But yeah, it just kind of has like a weird first point hold. I don't think anyone's like exactly figured out the best way to do this. And I think it kind of shows, like, you kind of see teams holding every which, like, in all different places.
I mean,
right?
I swear to God, every single time someone plays this match, it's a different opening start.
Yeah, it's like sometimes people want to play the bridge, sometimes they play the second bridge, sometimes they play the backup point.
Sometimes they play the point.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like everyone kind of has a different idea of what you're supposed to be doing on this map. And it feels like you either just like crush them first, like you either just like crush the defense
or get run over,
right? Like you either full hold them or you get run over, and that's kind of been my experience. UWRF here is gonna opt into the dive, and it looks like UP is gonna come out preemptively on like a more brawly comp.
That's definitely more brawly with the Ram.
The Ram, but I think the Sombra here is actually in anticipation of the ball.
100%. They have that. I mean, the ball is going to be kind of 9 is going to be an issue for a brawly type match with dive. So it's that Symmetra is really not Symmetra. Sombra.
Yeah.
That Sombra is going to be huge on taking down 9 in the ball.
Yeah. We don't see. Is there going to be a pause here? Because I don't see San Marino here hasn't picked a character yet. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what's going on. Is he having technical issues, or do we need a pause? San Marino picks a Reaper here, and I guess
maybe the play was just watching for what we.
I wouldn't think so.
That just seems like a weird strategy, but well.
But it's gonna cost them being down that member. Already 2 members of UP going down.
3.
And the Reaper has just showed up too late, and he gets knocked up in the air, and Ram is gonna follow him shortly. So like I said, kind of a roll. I mean, it doesn't count necessarily because that was like the weirdest. Yeah, like
why would you wait to pick your character?
I can only imagine that they must have not. I don't know, because they said they were ready. They're the ones hosting the lobby.
You're the one hosting,
yeah,
so
I'm very confused what happened. But we do see the Ram get swapped off here onto the Zarya. my thinking here is, like, at least what I'm assuming the Zarya is picked here for is to bubble the targets that are getting slammed.
I 100% have to agree with that.
I think that they have just feel like, man, we've got the Sombra, we've got, like, this Reaper, and we got the Kiriko, and we have the Moira, but we're still, like, dying to these engages, right? When it's like we got Fade, we've got Suzu, it's like everything. It's like, well, what more can we do? I guess Zarya is their answer.
I mean, I definitely would not think Zarya would be my answer, but you know.
Yeah. So if I was gonna answer this, I would probably go Diva and just Matrix after the slam, right? Eat the engage from the Sombra, eat the engage from the ball. You'd only really take the slam damage here.
I would either have to go on Devo or Alyssa in that situation where you can use the spinny thingy-mabobber.
You want to just displace?
You can use this spinny responsible just to kind of block
Javelin spin.
And then you immediately use the real defensive util. Then Fortify. You can just use that to kind of, tank it, and so I could see an Alyssa, but putting Zarya on there would be kind of
EMP coming out from UWRF here. They instantly pop the Sombra with the ult here, and now are we gonna see? I don't think we're gonna see mines coming out. Enderfire getting picking up 2 kills here. Sparky going down to the Moira, but the point is getting pushed in here. Zarya decides that they need to come in and touch here. Coalescence coming out. 9 does get hacked up here. They're going to know that he has his minefield ready. Are we going to see it come out here is the question.
I don't think we do.
I think we're going to see a reset here despite the fight opening up so well for UWRF. I think it just felt like they couldn't quite finish it off. Their supports got picked a little early. The Ana went down a little fast. And
we do have ult advantage here. That's going to be this big thing. So I think UWRF is kind of thinking of it now is, let's just reset. We have ult advantage.
But the thing that they have to consider here is if 9 goes in for the minefield here, UP does have the EMP to just kill the entire minefield, which there it is. EMP comes out, hacks the ball, kills most of the minefield. However, Sombra goes down, Kiriko goes down to 9. This dive is too fast here. Zarya's next goes down to the pulse bomb. 9 barely living here.
But he does get out.
Sojourn not probably going to get out here. Tracer hunts her down. All right, and that's going to be 2nd point secured for UWRF here. I don't know, like their UP is just having a really hard time stopping this dive that's coming out from UWRF.
100%. I mean, I know that last year the F2 team from UWRF kind of struggled shutting down dives as well, but it kind of seems like they've learned from that struggling to shut down dives and now kind of forming a dive.
Yeah, so coming into Season 9, right, a lot of the meta shifted drastically with all the changes, and so a lot of dive characters, a lot of slippery characters, and he got way better just because they were harder to kill, along with healing getting worse. And so what ended up happening is whenever healing is worse in the game, mobility and damage become better, and that is all that dive is, right? Dive is 100% about mobility and damage, just getting on a character, landing your cooldowns, and just killing them before any healing or cooldowns
Moldy did go back to UP did go to Alyssa, see how this combat.
I'm not sure how I feel about it either, because I think what's going to happen is they're just going to ignore the Orisa. They're just going to ignore the Orisa and go onto the back line.
I do think it's a better choice than Zarya over...
I'm not sure. I think they're about the same for me. I think...
And the reason why I'm thinking that it's better than Zarya, because Alyssa's going to do a lot more damage. Just going to be able to maybe get a couple of those picks to shut down a huge dive onto them.
Yep. But as you say that, 3 go down from the side of there. UP. 2 of them going right to the ball. Orisa, the reason why I say this, and I'm kind of hesitant about the Orisa, is because Orisa doesn't do a particularly good job of keeping her teammates alive, right?
And that's the thing, like. But if you do know how to play Orisa, though, you don't really need teammates.
I think it's a little different once you get to a more coordinated thing, and I'll tell you why here. So Orisa, right? She's hard to kill, right? All of her cooldowns are just like designed around, don't be on me, get off me. I'm gonna send you into a wall, and I'm not gonna die. But if the ball, the tank that she normally would bully, just says, all right, and then just rolls around the back line and just goes and kills her supports.
You do have a point there.
Arissa is like, wait, you're supposed to fight me. Like, why are you ignoring me?
You
like,
do have a point that
yeah.
you know what? I am that very aggressive type of player, so, you know, I'm maybe a little blinded to that. But I'm really interested to see how WP is going to respond to kind of getting lulled by UWRF in that first round. So I want to see how they're going to reply back to their defensive side.
Yep. So I think they're probably going to anticipate dive again on defense. However, UWRF is going to opt here for the poke comp, actually. They're probably going to play the back high ground of point, and you're going to probably see just them all kind of staying in a similar-ish position. Maybe some of the DPS playing a little bit of an off angle. But, yeah, UWRF is going to be just kind of playing the distance this time. It's going to be a very drastically different-looking comp coming out here. And I'm going to tell you off the bat, I don't know how I feel about Bastion Roadhog. Like, it's a lot of damage.
Oh, they do switch over to JQ. But
I don't think that's better.
I don't think that's better either. I think that's actually worse.
I mean, JQ is going to struggle to get to that high ground, right? Okay, so UWRF opting to, like, play on this high ground here. Meanwhile, the Ashe all the way back on it, and they're just going to immediately decide, wait a minute, this was stupid. We should get back. TP coming out here. I didn't see where the TP went. However, 9 going, like, the Sim is going to get picked here. I assume she TP'd high ground. Trading out here, UWRF up 1 at the moment. Now they're even. Lucio just barely escaping here, but he isn't going to be able to help his teammate. 9 did fall. Baptiste falls on point, but they do get 1 tick. They'll probably get a second one here. UWRF isn't quite ready, comfortable to drop here. Picks the queen. So they do give the 2 ticks, but they should be able to secure here. Wow, it's still just really scrappy here. And I think this all comes down to, I think UWRF just held a bit too far forward initially.
I think that they kind of pushed up too far. You know, they realized that they were rolling them the last map and this first round.
9 really pushing up here, but I don't think his teammates are ready to back him up. He's going to get chunked a little bit here. However, he does have the support from both the Ana and the Baptiste, which is going to be really hard to go through. However, I feel like maybe 9 feels like he needs to play point now that they've given up 2 ticks. And he doesn't want to just, like, get surprised here. I don't know. 9 playing just very aggressive here. Hopefully he doesn't get punished. And it looks like they're going back to point spawn to swap out here. And yeah, we do see the JQ get swapped away for the Winston here.
Winston.
Yep, Winston gets picked here. I'm assuming that this is like to address the Ashe and the Soldier and the Baptiste, who are all just kind of sitting on the back high ground.
I mean, I can see trying to just dive onto point. It's kind of what they wanted.
I would say that you need to contest, right? Because if you're just gonna take all of this damage from the Ashe, you're gonna have a really rough time. And so they TP the Bastion up high ground. However, 9 has this the grasp to just eat all of the.
Winton down.
Eat all the damage. Sparky just going to live here, throw Bob, and that's just going to be the fight here. They did almost get point, mind you. They were very, very close. However, I think the Bob came down and just stalled it out just a little bit, and then that kind of was the fight.
Oh, 100%.
Here. All right. Addy playing in actually a very good position here. Really hard to get to. And Baptiste, also a phenomenal character against dive, right? You have the regen burst to survive the initial dive impact. You have the immortality field to then even stall it even longer here. Window coming out. 9 is going to probably just have to, like, LOS this a little bit. This is going to get a little tricky. Addy goes down to the Genji dive here. Winston diving on. Kiriko getting really low. Symmetra does get traded out here, but UWRF gets forced off the point, and because they had already given those 2 ticks, point goes over to WP here.
But now playing on Poe comp, you know, this little road that they have to take to next point, you know, really kind of benefits Poke. There's a lot of high ground, you know, a lot of angles that the Poke comp can really
be very strong,
excel at.
I mean, you see that Winston, right? He just got just poked out really, really hard here. And that's going to kind of just signal for their Genji here to just, hey, it's time to back up. Like, we don't have our main form of engage here. his deflect gets burned, and he's probably 9 is going to look to kill him. Just throws a rock right in his face.
And just goes.
Fun fact, in case you didn't know, Genji cannot deflect accretion for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. Blizzard just said, this feels too big for Genji to deflect. And so from that day onward, Genji was never able to deflect accretion, which makes me sad as a Genji main. Winston coming out here, diving. He's going to get grab flux by the 9 here. Does live it. I think he lives that because of the trance coming out from their Zen there. 9 getting forced off point here. All of his defensive cooldowns down. And he's just stuck in the middle of this Winston bubble, which is really hard for him because he can't get healed. The Kitsune Rush comes out here, which is turning the tide of the fight here. Visor, Kitsune Rush, a very strong combo, right?
Oh, yeah.
It increases, like, your fire rate, I think, by 50% or something.
I think it's 70.
Is it more?
I think it's
don't know.
more now.
Coach, by the way. But increases your movement speed, your reload speed, your fire rate, and when you're in Visor, you can't miss. So it turns out that's pretty good, right?
You get aimbot.
Yeah, you have aimbot.
It's legal aimbot.
You have aimbot, and you're firing 70, 50, whatever it is.
Whatever
you're doing a lot of damage. That's the
incredible amount of damage.
Yeah, and that does just flip the point here. We're going into this fight pretty even here. Window does come out. Let's see if Simwall also invested here, but they're just going to be pushing point just a little bit here. Ash getting dove here, going to drop from like high ground here. Winston pushing out the Baptiste and the Kiriko. Are they going to be able to secure the kill here? They do. They actually trade Baptiste here. In the meanwhile, 9 was able to find WP's Baptiste, so we're kind of even here. Genji going down, Winston going down because they just don't have the cooldowns anymore. I believe Bob came out here as well.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be another one fight here. UWRF holding really strong.
Holding really strong, you know. Depending on what WP pulls out here, it could easily end this fight. You know, it could easily be this could easily be the last fight if WP can pull something out of the bag of tricks.
Yeah, so WP did take kind of a minute here now to set up, so that is gonna mean that this fight is likely going to be their last.
Unless they win and push the cards.
Yeah, which the Dragon Blade coming out is making it look like that is gonna be the case here. Everyone dropping from high ground. Soldier able to trade the Genji out. However, already 2 supports down here. Ender falling to the Ana, and Sigma probably falling very shortly here. Nope, the Kiriko is going to bail him out. He will be able to live, but it looks like third point is going to get pushed in here.
Oh.
9 trades the Ana here. Immortality field going wide, unfortunately not landing on point, but both supports are back here to keep 9 up. 9 fragging out on point. Window comes out here. Winston forced to jump back. Winston gets traded out here. Just too much damage to deal with, and that's going to be second map going to UWRF.
You know, I got really scared there at the end. I thought UWRF was just going to, you know, give up that point, set up anew.
I mean, I think that could have been the case. However, they did get the kill onto the Ana, which then just kind of led to them being able to snowball the thing. Kiriko got back. Then Baptiste was back, and then it was like all of a sudden they just didn't have the damage anymore to kill 9, and 9 just started fragging out, killed both supports.
9 did 9 things.
9 did 9 things, right?
He might be quiet, but he's a killer.
Oh, he is quiet. I'll give you that much, and he is very good at killing people in this game. I believe we're moving to Flashpoint, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Mode 3 will be a Flashpoint, and it looks like we're going to take a little 5-minute break here.
Okay.
So we will be back in about. We're gonna take a little break.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys. We'll see you guys in like about 5 minutes.
back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we are heading into the third and potentially final map here. It's going to be Suravasa, which is the Flashpoint map, right? There's only two, and I feel like 80% of the teams we play would rather come here than New Junk City.
I don't think I've ever seen us play New Junk City.
I think we've played it once. I think one team took us to New Junk City, and we rolled them. So,
I mean, our Flashpoint is pretty good, you know.
What do you think about these comps coming out here from both teams?
I can see where both teams are coming from. I genuinely think that UWRF has a stronger comp here. You know, Nine's crazy on Junker Queen. He knows how to play Junker Queen, and Junker Queen really can literally end and start a fight.
This Winston's gonna have a hard time. That's what I'm seeing in this comp right now. Seeing a Reaper Queen, like, oh boy, I'm not jealous of that Winston, right? Ender in the backline here, stashes the Alari, and this is gonna be a very easy fight for UWRF. I think immediately out of that gate, Winston was like chunked half health, and when that happens, right, your supports can't do damage, and they can't heal anybody else.
Exactly, and especially with Nine being such a good Queen player, Queen's just gonna it's going to take Winton out of the bubble real fast. Oh, it's now going to be a queen versus queen.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that UWRF is going to have an advantage on the side.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about Alari. I think Alari is not good in the meta at the moment. She doesn't have the damage output potential that she used to. And she kind of is in like the Moira lane where like she's kind of a damage and healing support, right? And since the changes, damage and healing have just gotten worse for that side. And here we see exactly kind of what I mean. Like, despite having the Alari healing, despite having the Lucio, it's just Queen gets run over here, right? When the Reaper Queen just comes for you, it's just tough, and
exactly.
You don't have the utility to deal with it.
I genuinely think for right now, Moira would be a better pick for a Alari. I think that would have been a better pick on their side if they're looking for damage.
So the thing that Moira is better at, right, when you're kind of running this rush comp, is you have AoE healing to start. You have better getaway tools, which is way more important in this meta, right? Supports are kind of being hunted once again.
I got it.
And like also it's just you kind of do the same thing, right? You both do damage, you both do healing, but one of them is way more survivable here. Yep, Genji dashing the Lucio. The Lucio went to point a little too soon, probably before his team was quite ready for him. Reaper forced out here, and just he's not going to be able to make it away. His whole team is gone. There's nobody to help protect him or bail him out here, and the Alari is also going to fall here.
I would have said one thing I would have probably done different there is UWRF knows that they're going to win that fight. That fight was 100%. I would have kept
staggered.
I would have had one person stay back and get that point started instead of immediately just have everyone push them, because at that point, because that extra that could have been 5%. That 10% there if they just had that one person stay back, cap the point, and bring it back.
All right. Well, it looks like WP is thinking about going a different route here, but they're just going to opt in. A lot of ults on both sides of the team here. 5 for UWRF, 4 coming out for WP. Sound barrier early. I think Queen is gonna 9 is gonna respond here with his own ult. Yep. Ult comes out, but sound barrier, Dragon Blade.
We beat ourselves.
EMP, Alari ult. Are we going to see the Reaper ult come out from Sparky here? No, Sparky is feeling like he is pressured out, but we do see the Reaper ult come out from the other Reaper on WP, and WP wins this ult fight. However, they do invest 4 ults to the 2 that are the 3 that came out from UWRF, and I think that made the difference.
I think so too, but I'm going to say that we were already up. I think it was good that we hold back our ults, not wasted all of them, because now, guess what? They have to cut back up to 74. Now we still have those ults.
Yep.
Well, the other ults that we use doing,
I think so. Yeah.
Just will beat up.
Yeah, you're essentially what you're saying is that, like, oh, they used all their ults to win that, and rather than coin flip the win here, just come back with Reaper ult instead of using it that fight.
Exactly.
And just win this fight, and then just take
like
the point.
they just did.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly what you were like. Yeah, I think they should do this. As exactly what they did.
Because it makes sense. Because why dump all your ults on potentially winning that fight? Well, you're up so much. Just dump one ult, and now you win.
Just lose the fight, and then just come back with your ult advantage. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And it looks like WP is just going to opt not to go for the really dangerous touch here, which makes sense, right? They could probably have their Lucio touch, but at that point you're just running in and you're gonna get chunked and die anyway.
You're gonna get instantly killed. You're gonna run into the kill box.
And you're not gonna be ready for next fight. And you're gonna see better positioning.
Exactly. It's better to just group up with your team at the beginning and just move to next point.
Yep. UWRF just absolutely running them down with their Lucio speed here. The Lucio plus Junker Queen is a lot of speed when the Queen shouts and the Lucio amps, and so the knife catches their Orisa, and you see the result, right? She gets run down, and her team was not ready. WP was just not ready to take a fight there, and UWRF is going to get this first cap here again for the 3rd time. No ults coming up in the next fight here. Well, except for Queen ult from 9, which is a big one, and potentially beat from the WP Lucio, which he's going to need to build if they want any chance at winning this next fight.
But I'm going to, like, here's the thing: is UWF is really good when they're playing together. They're practically unstoppable.
Yep. Sparky forced out early here. He was kind of going for a cheeky flank and got sussed out there and speared, and so
WP coming down the stairs, which I don't think is.
It's a queen angle,
I was gonna.
baby. That's
I was gonna say, like, why would you guys go down there?
Well, they do have beat, so they are gonna live the first initial thing. But I think Arissa just doesn't have the health here to like push through. See, all her defensive capabilities out here. May ult coming through, but May is going to fall. WP trading really evenly here. I think Lucio, Moira are the ones to up. Can Addy take this out? No, it is going to be a 3v2, and Genji falls. Can Addy get out here? Oh, I don't know why she's walking in. I guess she's just deciding I'm not going to risk trying to get out and getting chased down.
I mean, I see what it is. It's just easier to reset on death there.
It's more consistent.
It's more consistent, you know.
You're trying to run away from a Lucio speed.
Yeah.
And it's like, well... yeah, probably
you're
not the best
just
idea.
probably gonna get chased down. Yeah. Better to die than to just
waste time.
Yeah. Because now you're gonna
Oop, the Reaper got knifed there. He's gonna have to burn his cooldown early. The Mei wall also having to use Orisa ult comes through. Aaron, as well as the Baptiste window. Aaron Hunter did commit his beat, but it's not gonna matter in the face of trying to run down. I don't know why the two teams are so obsessed with coming down this corridor here. I think it is absolutely horrible.
The worst.
It's so horrible.
I think it's the worst place to come down because you're going into such a narrow spot.
Yeah.
Which with that you're gonna mean any of these ult, like Jungle Queen ult is gonna.
Well, you just don't have to aim.
You don't have to aim.
You just aim at the hallway and you're like, I'm hitting somebody, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I don't know what the obsession is here with. It looks like the Mei walls her own Reaper there. Oh, and point does flip over. I was not paying attention to what the percentages were here, but WP gets their first point here. But it looks like UWRF is going to be able to rotate to the Bell first. This point, they're not going to opt to look for an early fight here. They're just going to set up on point.
It's the best option.
I think it can be the best option, but I also think catching them in a choke can be really powerful as well.
Hey, catching them in a choke can be very powerful.
Lucio
boops the Orisa off the map. Oh god!
And that's just gonna be a quick fight ender here. Ender just dashing through two of them.
Get a nice little team kill there.
Yeah. You know, getting quite a bit of ult charge for that Orisa kill there, right?
Okay, so we're gonna go in this. UWF is up with 4 ults. Well, WP has 1 ult and has a Mei that's close to 1 ult. I think
Reaper
that I genuinely
the ult here doesn't get anybody, forces the immortality. He does get does live and is able to wraith out here. 9 going to fall to the Reaper. Mei ult coming out here. I think this is going to be just a very disastrous fight here for UWRF. But they will flip the point here with 50. So it's not the end of the world. They only committed the 1 ult for the 1 ult. So at the end of the day, it's not disastrous.
WP uses 2 ults there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they use beat. They use beat, and so you know what? Even though UWF just used 1, we still have such a high ult advantage. They could easily go into this with a Queen ult, which is gonna get them all.
Well, they know beat isn't there anymore. They're just gonna wait this. They're gonna wait this window out. So WP committing another ult here, and I think it's just gonna buy them some percentage here.
It's just gonna give them percentage. UWF has 4 ults. They literally can easily just go in there.
Beat coming in, Dragon Blade as well. Orisa ult coming through. Isn't gonna pick anyone. 2 people already dead on the side of WP. Reaper ult comes through from WP, but doesn't kill anybody. Deflected in by Ender there, as you can see. And this is gonna be a dominating fight win for UWF.
Yep.
And they committed basically the same ult economy. They committed less because they used Baptiste, Reaper, and Orisa ult for just the beat Genji and I guess the Moira ult. So it's a somewhat even trade, but when you consider Moira's ult is like the fastest charging ult in the game, is it really even? 2 taps the Mei here. That's just gonna end this fight, but WP doesn't have a choice. They have to take this fight. Reaper getting booped into the pit. Queen ult coming through. Everyone purpled. Genji just that's it.
That's it. GG's.
But that's the price you pay for wasting your ult economy, right?
I mean, the thing that I know that UWF has been working on a lot from last semester was ult economy. I mean, it's just incredible to see the improvements that the team has done.
Oh, you wouldn't believe what their ult economy looked like at the beginning of the semester.
I mean, it
wasn't good.
I mean, was the ult they just really like pressing that Q button.
Mm-hmm.
But
yep, they're learning when to use their ults. They're learning not to like hold on. They actually had the opposite problem from what they had the first semester, which is this semester they got it and they were holding their ults so often they weren't using them.
Now they're using.
And now they're using them. So
and which is really incredible to see. You know, they are doing great things. UWF is improving. I mean, WP they played well tonight.
They put up a good fight. But it just feels like they never quite figured out how to deal with the queen or the ball.
It just really seemed that 9 was just too different of a tank for them.
I think, and 9 is obviously a very good player, very talented player, but yeah, it just felt like in the short period of time here, they just never quite figured out how do we deal with this dive, how do we deal with this like rush comp, right? We just feel like we're getting run over, and you kept seeing them swap characters, right? On Oasis, you saw the Maga come out.
Which resets ults.
Yeah, and it's, I think I'm a proponent of swapping is good, but you have to know what to swap to.
Exactly. You shouldn't be just swapping to swap to swap. But with that being said, that's all that we have for tonight. We do have Rainbow Six Siege tomorrow at 7 p.m., which I think I will also be casting that night. So we will see you guys, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow.
All right. Have a nice night, guys.